Welcome to HistoricHole. My name is David, and this week I'm joined by Baki.
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
And we don't have a topic this week. It's free for all.
It's more of like just shooting the shit, swap and spit, or yeah.
Sure. Just gonna get hot and heavy on this one.
Steamy.
So if you're not down for that, click away.
Tune the fuck off. We don't want you here.
Yeah. You're either with us or you're against us.
Yeah, man, you children of men. I just looked at the poster and just came up with that.
You've seen that?
Nah, man.
Oh my God. All right, that's your next.
Okay, word. What's it about?
It's a dystopian future, that good stuff.
I like stuff like
pretty
that.
depressing, but there's some good things about it we always talk about. But the guy who made Gravity, you've seen that, right? Nah. Well, Gravity kind of sucks compared to that. Children of Men is good as fuck. But yeah, Gravity, I didn't like that as much.
No child has been born for 18 years? Dude, what?
Yeah, so it's a dystopian future type deal where no kid's been born.
Damn. That's insane. I still gotta watch The Big Lebowski, and I'm trying to check out this
Scanner Darkly.
Yeah.
That's also a good one. Richard Linklater. He has made pretty decent flicks. He's also done Dazed and Confused.
Okay.
You've seen that, right? It's the McConaughey where, all right. You know, that's where that comes from.
For real?
It comes from that movie. He's like, he just plays like a stoner dude.
Oh, wow.
And so there's a ton of people in this movie. Ben Affleck's in the movie.
Okay.
But like to me, what I love about his movies, and he made another one recently very similar to it called Everybody Wants Some. And what I like about the movies is like they don't feel too structured, but they are in a way, but they don't feel like it. They feel kind of almost chaotic, almost like improvised in some ways. You got a lot of people in scenes, a lot of people interacting. Some people like there's like the one stoner dude in Dazed and Confused is like talking about how like George Washington was like growing weed, man. He growing all this weed, and there's like has this whole like segment of him just like talking about like, but like it feels like the plot of the movie is it's taking place over like one day, the last day of school in like 1974.
Oh wait, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Dude, yeah, no, Matthew McConaughey plays like the fucking like almost like kind of resembles a pedophile, but like he's fucking in the high school. Okay, yeah, I've seen that, bro. That shit is fire.
Yeah, it's that line where he's just like, you know what I like about these high school girls? I keep getting older, they stay the same age. That line,
legendary line,
classic,
bro.
Yeah.
Every registered pedophile should have that as a bumper sticker.
For real though. Yeah, he's capturing a certain character of the time for sure. The guy that was way too old to be hanging out with like all those kids. But yeah, this is a classic fucking movie. Linklater's a brilliant director.
Yeah, that was a really good movie.
And two, part of it is because it feels kind of chaotic. It doesn't feel like structured, but there is like an underlying thread to it. You know,
I did enjoy like the stereotypes of like back then. Like you had your stoners, you had your jocks. I think there was goth people.
Well, there was nerds,
but like they really went in with the stoner people.
Yeah.
Like they were like showing like how they would trip in like the park at nighttime. Like everybody would be in that vicinity, but like everybody would also just be like separated into like their own groups. Yeah. And so like you had the stoners, and what really caught my eye was the fact that like some of them were like tripping off shrooms, and like you didn't know it, but if you've tripped before, like you could just tell that like they were like tripping dick, cause like just over there's like or like laying down looking at the stars and shit. Like it wasn't just weed at that point.
Yeah, it's like Mila Jovovich is in the movie, and I think she's doing all the weird trippy stuff. Like she doesn't have barely any lines. I think she might be like singing some songs. Like that's like only thing she's doing in the movie. But she's that chick from Resident Evil. The movies, those movies. She's like the main character through like.
Are you kidding me? She was in that film.
Mila Jovovich, yeah.
Wow, dude. Honestly, I was kind of disappointed with the Resident Evil.
Yeah,
film.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of those.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like because I'm pretty sure she's married to Paul W.S. Anderson, the guy who made those, the fucking directors.
Are you kidding me?
He's like, toothpicking. What do you got? Eat a
Dude.
steak.
Nah, bro. So I got hit in my like right
hit?
here, and I didn't have a mouth guard at the time, and we were just doing bare knuckles too.
Oh, God.
I ended up cracking this shit. But when I was at Short Pump Nutrition Corner, I'm like biting down on, and there's already like a hole in my tooth already, but I didn't know how hollow it was, bro. So I'm like chewing on this pen, and
Bro.
I just noticed a huge crack. Now my shit's like,
No, you gotta get that fucking taken.
I don't feel it anymore, so it really doesn't bug me. But yeah, I need to go to my
Yeah.
dentist.
Yeah, bro, you need to.
Check that out.
Get
See
that taken
if my
care of.
insurance can cover that.
Yeah, it's dental is its own thing. Do you have dental insurance? It's like its own.
I think my VA Premier fucking does something about that. I know I can't get braces anymore because I'm 21 now.
Well, yeah, the orthodontal shit or whatever that's a little different, but I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, that sucks. You got fucking that's a shitty thing.
You know, one movie disappointed me, and I kept on hearing like so much about it. It's that movie with Steve Carell and Timothy I think it's De La Ghetto or something, but Steve Carell plays the dad of a kid who's just starting to go down the wrong path with drugs, and he ends up being an addict with like heroin and stuff.
Not ringing a bell.
And like, dude, what is? I think it's like called Son or something. Let me search it up, man.
So how'd you what are you doing? Are you getting your tooth cracked? Are you Fight Club?
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
we
going
have
off-
like I'm not playing. We have a fight club.
you're breaking the first two rules, bro.
Oh shit, yeah.
What are you doing?
But like we try to get more people in there just because it's like the same people, and like we just want to see like more of like a spice to it, or
It's
just
a
like
variety in here,
like get
guys.
some variety in here because I'm
There's some
getting
variety of styles.
I'm getting sick of the same sweaty bodies every night. You know what I'm saying? But hold
You
on.
need fresh meat.
Yeah, bro, for
Fresh
real,
meat
for
to
real.
pummel.
What movie was it? It was
Gonna pummel those boys, bro. You gotta be
Beautiful Boy.
Beautiful boy. All right.
Yeah. And like I was suggested it a bunch, and I even saw trailers for it on my own time, and I was like, oh my god, this seems like a really good movie. Like I would want to watch this. It's a tearjerker at first.
It's got Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, Chalamet, dude, that was nowhere close to his last name. Chalamet,
De
dude.
La Ghetto. Where did that? You
Bro.
made up a name, bro. You invented a whole new person.
Tell me someone get the government to clone somebody.
Where did De La Ghetto
Come out with like a whole new actor who resembles Timothy but isn't Timothy. But just like they just have like different last names. But to get into it, man, it's like the trailer made it seem like a really fucked up movie. Like this is gonna be one of those movies that just hit deep because it shows like the realness and like a father-son kind of bond when it comes to like drug abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
You
even
gotta
this
be in a mood for that.
dude, yeah, nah. And like my girlfriend and I were like going through the fucked up phase of like movies that were like really dark.
Okay.
And
Did you get into the what's the all-time classic Requiem for a Dream?
dude, I've been talking about that, but like she can't handle that shit no more, bro.
You just can't put yourself through it, man.
I saw the
one time. That's all I can handle.
Are
It's
you
just like,
kidding me?
I don't want to watch it. Like, why would I put myself through the experience again? You know, I understand the movie's trying to do, but like, holy shit,
Dude,
like, by the end of
congrats.
it, you're just like want to blow your fucking brains out.
Congrats on Marlon Wayne for landing that role, man. Cause like he was really in that spot where it was just comedy movies and stand-ups. And like he went in. By the way, he was also in G.I. Joe. That was like unforgettable right there. That was a fucking fantastic movie. But like, dude, like he plays like the drug dealer, and his friend Jared Leto gets hooked on drugs. Am I correct?
Yeah. Well, is he the drug dealer? I mean, aren't they? I thought they were just kind of friends.
They were friends, but they were also selling drugs together, I
Well, I
believe.
think okay, you're right. I think they were selling drugs together. Yeah.
And he
But
gets hooked on it,
yeah.
and then like the model, she's got to like that shows you the real like image of Hollywood right there when it comes to like trying to get out there, working your ass off, and not having anything in return. And then some weird ass fucker just notice you, who's got a fuck ton of money. He's all like, "Hey, come over here and like suck on my shroom tip."
Bro, you know,
That was a
I
really
just
dark movie, man. I mean, really fucked up.
yeah, you know, it is. That's the thing. Is just like there's a certain time and place for those types of movies, and it's like I oftentimes don't want to revisit them again.
Yeah.
I like to watch them, but I want to watch a new one. I want a new depressing experience each time. I don't want to relive the same depressing experience because that's every day of my fucking life.
Have you seen Precious?
Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire? No, I have not.
Dude, oh my God. My mom put me onto that movie at such a young age.
Well, that's
bro.
the thing. Is part of the reason is I know what it's about.
Yeah.
I already and understand like it's heavy shit, and I just
Dude.
I can't put myself through it. I mean, I'll probably watch it at someday, but like just you know.
Dude, it's fucking harsh, man.
Well,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
They go in detail with it, like the rape scene of like the fucking random ass bum that her mom would just try to get like attention and sexual vibes from. Like he wasn't interested in her anymore. Was interested in like a fucking 7-year-old. And like, dude, they show him like getting in the Vaseline, like sweat drops. Like this is a very gruesome scene, bro.
Well, yeah,
It's fucked up, bro. And like, man, oh man, bro. Like it made me feel some type of way, bro. Like that shit had me. And like Beautiful Boy, like to get back in Beautiful Boy, like there's a scene where like Steve Carell can't understand like why his son's so addicted to this. So he ends up doing the drug himself. Okay. And like, dude, he's got every TV on. He's got like music on in every single room. He's like trying to finish a paper and like he's barely gotten through like a fucking sentence. Like his brain is so scribble scrabble. And then it's time where he just like wakes up from like his like, you know, his fucking amazing drug experience, I guess. And just like realizes like this is not cool, bro. Like dumps out like the rest of the shit and just has to like go cold turkey and like strong box that shit, man. And like you just see the struggles of like him really trying to help his son out, and then when it's time for him to give up, it's the hardest thing for you to watch because it's all over a phone call. And you hear like you see like what Timothy and his facial expressions are, and you could just see like it's a cycle going on in his head, and you could just see like Steve Carell's facial expressions, and he's legit crying as he's like trying to like tell his son no, and he ends up telling his son no, like I can't do this for you anymore. Like he gets in a serious tone, but he has to cut off the tears and the emotion, and it's just like I think he said like, dude, like I can't help you anymore. I put you through rehab facilities. You've gotten high through rehab facilities. You've done this, you've done that. I can't help you anymore, man. Like you're on your own. And then he just hangs up on him. And it's like, it's that decision making where like he knows he has nobody in his like picture now. And he's really thinking about the whole fucking like drug, just doing it again. Mm-hmm. And his sponsors telling him no, like, bro, like, don't fuck this up. Like, you've gone, like, a few years. Like, I think at the end of the film, it's all like, dude, don't fuck this up. And, like, you don't know whether, I don't remember whether he does it or not. But, like, at the end of the movie, it's just kind of cliche. And it's just like, I can really
I
tell.
gave up on this shit by the end of it. I don't fucking remember.
There was maybe like 2 scenes where it had me, and then after that it was just like, okay, I could tell what's going on now. Like it didn't catch me by surprise. Like the ending scene was like so like I could have came up with this bullshit like in high school, you know? But like it was a good movie overall. It was the first time I've ever seen Steve like actually be in a serious like role. and like even like see him cry and shit. Because I've never seen Steve, like my few movies were Despicable Me trilogy and 40-Year-Old Virgin director's cut, and Evan Almighty and Anchorman.
So he's in the Big Short. He's also in Foxcatcher. Those are two serious movies. If Big Short's kind of it's there's humor to it, but it is a serious topic. Have you seen that one, Big
No,
Short?
but I was gonna watch Foxcatcher, but I only got through like 5 minutes of the film. How is that?
Foxcatcher's good, but it's like, I mean, it's about a certain thing that happened. And does a good job, I think, playing the dude. I don't know. I wasn't like blown away by the movie, but I mean the performances are good, but it's definitely more like subtle. There's a lot of like kind of unspoken stuff. But like if we're gonna talk about fucked up movies, I gotta just bounce them off you just to know what you've seen, what you haven't.
Okay,
because,
word. Give it to me.
I'm on a list right now of fucked up movies. And some of these I've seen more than once. I will go ahead and say that. Like for instance, here it says Seven is number 23.
No, but I got through 30 minutes of that, and then
never
Autumn.
finished it?
Yeah, Autumn. I think Autumn's just like, "What is this?" And then we just immediately just changed to something else.
Seven's good. That's David Fincher,
And-
solid flick. Brad Pitt,
Yeah, Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, right?
Morgan Freeman.
Yep.
Morgan Freeman. He's got a great
I
voice.
smell you. Have you seen that?
No.
Remember C Nanners?
No, I have not. I have not seen that.
Do you know who C Nanners is?
No.
Dude, whoever's seen C Nanners, you know what I'm talking about. Gassy Mexican when they're playing, I think it's called Hidden. And it's just like they play this prisoner who was a serial killer. I don't know the lore behind it, but like scientists were experimenting on him, so like now he's able to like see in the dark, and he's blind, so he can see right through. He's got like bat vision.
What is it?
It's a video game.
It's a video game
called Hidden.
Hidden.
And like he's got like invisible powers. Like at certain points,
All
like
right.
he can just like go invisible, and you've only got a knife. And so you kill these like SWAT members, and the whole point of the game is like, as a SWAT member, you're given all this technology to see where he's at if he does go in like fucking like invisible mode, and then like you could just like there's like other technologies that you can use that you could just sense his footsteps. Cause like he's like light footed, so you can't hear him, but like you got guys who have like sensor beams, boxes. I could tell like a 50-mile radius of like when he's coming down, like this or going up the stairs, or like coming from like the junkyard all the way into the warehouse. It's insane. It's a good game, but didn't last.
So, Seven.
Yeah, 7. My fault.
Watch that.
Okay,
That's
word.
on the list. So
I'll finish that.
we got Children of Men, 7. Fincher's so good though, and like that also, yeah. I mean, just give it a watch. Like it's. Did you get like the premise what it was up to yet, or did you just,
7?
Yeah.
It was off of like kind of like a Zodiac killer kind of guy, and he was putting up like hidden things on like the next victim or whatever, right?
Yeah, well, it's about the 7 deadly sins, So each person is dying in a way conducive to the sin that they're committing. So it's a fat guy, it's gluttony. Is he ate too much? He forced him to eat till he died. And so yeah, it's fucked up movie. Love it. Great shit. I watched that multiple times. I'll admit that one. A Clockwork Orange. Have you seen that?
Yes, dude,
Okay.
that was fucking
Fucked up movie.
Dude, oh
Fucked
my,
up movie. Rape scene. Fucked up. Hard to
over a
handle.
grandma, bro.
I can't, dude.
I couldn't even handle them beating up on a homeless person, bro.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I don't
there's
like
just a
homeless
lot of
people from
just-
the next guy, but I'm not gonna fucking take my time out my day to fuck somebody. Like, what the hell? And he's old too. Like, shame on you.
Exactly. Well, that's why it's hard to watch. You know what I mean? Because yeah, it's just so. There's so many just hard scenes that are just mean. You know what I mean? It's just so much anger and me. And Malcolm McDowell is just such a fucking dick. You know what I mean? Plays such a good dickhead. He's such a fucking asshole.
There was
I
gonna
love
be
it.
like a rape scene in like the abandoned movie theater. Remember that? And it's like these like junkyard, like the junkies looking people, and it's them. I know. Like, what kind of like is it placed in like a dystopian kind of future? Like,
Yeah.
what would you call that?
Yeah, it is.
Dude, it's weird,
It
bro.
is.
Like,
I would say it's a dystopia because of you have roving gangs of, fucking rapists,
Yeah, nah.
and murderers basically just roaming the streets, beating people up with impunity.
Dude,
Not really, because they do get punished for it, but at the same time, though, it doesn't seem like this is being enforced pretty heavily. Next one on the list is Old Boy.
Old Boy?
Old Boy. There's two versions of it. Spike Lee remade it, which he basically just kind of did the exact same thing. But it's a Korean film, is the original one.
Wait, is it when it's the guy with the long hair and he's like trapped in a room?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I watched. Dude,
You didn't
funny
finish
enough,
it?
no. I watched it, but I watched like an audio. So I get it's kind of weird, but I get bored from time to time, and I'll watch like a 30 to 45 minute of a movie explanation, like every scene's explained until the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of those movies, and that's what made me want to watch it. I never got to it, but the story is so fucking good.
So you know what happens.
Yes
Well,
and no. I,
don't wanna
can't
ruin-
remember
I
that.
don't
That
wanna
was like
ruin
2
it,
years
because
ago.
if you knew, it would immediately pop to your mind. It's a great revenge story, and just the way it's pulled off is just like, yeah, it's just once you find out what the fuck the dude did, like it's pretty crazy. So it's yeah, the dude's trapped in the room is part of the revenge story. He is that the guy that's taking revenge on him does that. But there's reasons he's pulling strings, and yeah. So that again, these are you're not going to be able to run through these in one night. These are fucking heavy movies.
Word.
The next one on the list is Funny Games.
No, I've
Dude.
not heard about it.
Frustrating movie, absolutely frustrating movie. It's got Naomi Watts and not David. I was going to say David Lee Roth. It's got Tim Roth. You know, the guy at the beginning of Pulp Fiction, at the table. Talking about robbing the joint. Robbing the diner. Tim Roth. Yeah. And he's in Reservoir Dogs too. Mr. Orange.
Yeah. The undercover cop.
So he plays the dad, and Naomi Watts plays his wife, and these two, like maybe early 20s, dudes kind of come up to maybe late teens, kind of come up to their house and start kind of messing with them, and or like asking them, kind of being at first they're just I think asking if they can borrow some eggs, but like kind of slowly start kind of working their way into their kind of staying around and kind of bugging them, and then things start getting weird, and then they basically kind of like take them hostage in the house with their son, and like it becomes funny games as they start playing games and like to like determine if they're gonna live or kill them and stuff. Like it's really fucked up, and like there's a particular moment in the movie where it gets super meta, and like some people that's the moment in the movie where you either love it or you hate it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's one of these things where it's like the movie makes a creative decision that's like very controversial that I particularly like, because I kind of get what the movie's doing, but I can see how some people just might not fucking like it. And
You said it's called Old Boy?
so Old Boy was the one we were talking about before, the Korean one. What I'm
Okay.
talking about right now is called Funny Games.
Funny Games.
And yeah, it's got Michael Pitt is one of the he's like the main guy that's harassing the family. He's got like his brother with him, but he doesn't say too much. Like it's mostly Michael Pitt running the show there. Doing
Oh wow, all right.
the heavy lifting in terms of acting. Now here's one I haven't seen, but I've heard a ton about. It's called Antichrist. Lars von Trier.
Antichrist.
Yeah. And I think like Willem Dafoe's dick gets like bashed in with like a
Dude, what?
rock, like or something like that.
Oh man.
I don't even want to watch. I haven't even watched the movie because of it. I'm just like,
They're about that shit though, man.
Lars von Trier just doesn't give a fuck. He will do anything, whatever he feels like doing. So, have you ever seen Cannibal Holocaust?
No, bro, that sounds nasty, bro.
You've heard about it?
No.
It's like this fucking weird. They made them back in like the 80s. So it was like this, like really exploitive, like found footage type movie where like these people would go into the jungle and they were supposedly like filming a documentary.
Yeah,
of,
dude, we were going to watch that, but we ended up watching As Above, So Below because we want to watch found footage. But I saw that, so I know what you're talking about.
Dude, it's like, it's honestly, it's so fucking disgusting. They like actually have like real animal deaths and shit in the movie, and like, yeah, it's like, it's really, again, a kind of exploitive. Like, I don't like it personally. Some people like love it, you know, horror nerds and shit do, because of how authentic.
Yeah,
shit.
I
And
like
like
that kind of shit too. Like, have you
all
ever
right.
seen VHS?
I haven't seen VHS. I know what you're talking about though.
Dude,
But that's found
VHS
footage.
and VHS 2, probably one of the best like found footage films I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, I think some people swear by those as being some of the best. Some of the best.
VHS 3 was like, you can tell some like shitty like guy just like started directing the movie, and it was just low budget as fuck. But there's like a few like cool like clips where like there's these skaters in VHS 3, and like it's like some like, you know, some Mexican devil spirit shit. They're trying to find some like the right skate video, like the right spot to hit, like a sponsor me video. They're trying to like make the right one. And yeah, man, like you just don't, at the end of it, like you also just don't know whether that was part of the sponsor me video or like that was just like real, and it was just fucking dumb, but like at the same time it was cool at the same time. Like there was like some scenes where it's just like, oh shit, like oh fuck, like, you know, the temptation, like the suspense was there. But other than that, bro, and then they came out like the fourth one, that was ass too. It was like VHS 99, and like you find out it's a cult of people who like purposely get these films and spread her around to like, I guess, poison people's minds to where like they just feel brain dead and just start going on a killing spree. Because at the end of like the gist of it is they get a tip. The first one is they get a tip about a dude's house. Dude's house is loaded with all types of valuables to steal and sell. And there's also just a tip about a movie, a VHS movie being there. And it is, it's like a porn movie. They're porn enthusiasts, I guess, and like they're just trying to like sell porn movies or make porn movies and like sell it out and shit. And at the end of it, like the dude who's passed out, oh,
What?
should I spoil it?
I mean, it's up to you. Like, I haven't been spoiling shit just because I want you to watch them, but like, I mean,
I'm still gonna watch a movie if you spoil it for me. Like, I don't care about spoilers, but like I want to watch how it went down.
I have to admit something though, because I'm like the worst producer in the world. I forgot to start the fucking video recording until like 2 seconds
Oh
ago.
shit, for real?
Yeah.
Fucking happens, bro.
I got
Yo, what's going on,
I
guys?
got the audio. We got the audio going. You know, we have that, but now the video will have to appear later.
That's fine, bro. Why don't we just
Turn it on.
like just like make it to where it's like black screen and saying like I forgot to do this.
No, I have a way. Don't worry. I'll take
Okay,
it.
word.
I have my ways.
Word.
But yeah, no, it's cool. The
Camera just turns on. I'm so like, yo, what's going on, guys?
yeah.
Fuck it.
First thing to see. Here's 3 movies that I haven't fucking seen that I probably won't see. Actually, I don't think these are 3 movies. I think it's 2 movies. It's 2 movies I won't see. That I probably just will never watch because of what I know about them.
Okay.
And just the absolute unpleasant shit that occurs in them. So
Lay it on me.
the first one is called Irreversible. And like a lot of we've talked about, rape scene is a big thing in the
Yeah, I
movie.
can't stand
And
that
it's like,
shit, man.
they're just too hard. They're too rough to watch. And in this one in particular, it's just a really bad one. It's like a really graphic, and like apparently he did some shit. The filmmaker did some thing where he plays some sort of tone, that we can't hear, but like it's supposed to cause discomfort.
Are you kidding me,
So it's
bro?
like this is playing during the scene. So it's like you're also just being made uncomfortable by the sound.
Those are the kind of niggas I worry about, bro. I'm sorry, man.
And so, yeah, I just will refuse to watch that. I'm sure it's a fine film. I will just no interest. Then the next one is called a Serbian film, Now this one's fucking super famous. Like it's as being just so fucking
What does it
beyond.
look like?
What do you mean? What does it look like?
Because if I see the picture, I might remember it.
Oh.
But other than that,
A Serbian film. Yeah, see, it's NC-17.
what does that mean?
It means absolutely nobody under the age of 17 would be admitted into the theater to see this movie.
Jesus. Oh, hell no, man. Hell no, bro.
Dude, no, it's
That was crazy. Why is she crawling on all fours in a black and white like floor tile and it's dark in that shit? Fuck that.
no. There are a lot of things about this movie that are just absolutely insane. That if you just look up the Wikipedia article and read through the plot, like that alone, I feel like your imagination does all of the work. And you don't even need to watch the fucking movie at that point. You know what I mean? It's just an excuse to be so fucked up. And I guess, there is what would you say, a novelty to being like making a really fucked up movie, that's just one of the most fucked up movies that you would ever see. It's like maybe there's some novelty to holding that title and having that mantle, but I'm not interested in looking at it.
There's a movie that I've been wanting to watch, and I've been seeing a lot of weird clips about it and like music videos. Certain rappers have done like little like I guess parodies towards it throughout their music videos. The Holy Mountain. Have you heard of that? It's like
No.
one of those like it's like you're meant to trip while watching it. But I've seen the trailer for it. I've seen like certain clips for it. It is so uncomfortable, and I'm sober while watching this shit, man. Like it is so and I can handle weird shit. I'm a weird person in general, but I mean, when I tell you, bro, like it's a bunch of shit just randomly. Like it's weird, man. It's weird, and I'm looking at the comments. There have been people who have said this
Like
movie.
a movie.
Yeah, there have been people who have said that this movie has changed their life, and like they'll go into description like, I now work for a tech company. Like it's just weird as fuck. I'm like, how did this shit change your life while tripping, bro? This would make me fucking like just straight vegetable after watching this. Like I'd question life.
Oh, is it one of those where it's just like it's just the movie itself is trippy,
Dude, yeah, no, like you
and
have
so you
to,
don't even need the drugs.
No,
Like, you-
no. Like without the drugs, it's just a weird movie, bro. It's kind of like just it's just weird.
Yeah, we've been going for like 30 minutes with no fucking video. I'm so mad.
Dude, it
I'm
happens.
so
man.
mad at myself.
Our
I'm
voices
I'm
will
the
carry.
worst. I'm the worst fucking producer. It's amateur hour up in here tonight.
What's like another movie? Don't give yourself so harsh.
Have you seen Hereditary?
Dude, and I saw Midsummer too, but bro, just to get in Hereditary, I thought it was so fucking weird where like I thought the dollhouses were fucking weird. I thought that shit was weird. The woman who just makes, I guess that was her way of making a living, selling that shit or whatever. Those like just scenes of like things that happened in her life. I don't know. Nah, it was just a hobby, I guess. But the I guess like the girls on a spectrum or whatever, like their daughter. Yeah, and like they've been like later on you hear that the grandma was like always harsh against her and try to like turn her into like a man or whatever, like just try to like do boyish kind of acts. Like she just wasn't with it, so like she kind of just left her alone. But there was that like piece of like devilish tone still in her, and she was able to like she'll just be like coloring something, and like the teacher was like telling her like, yo, like stop being like focus on the fucking thing, and like dude, she'll just channel a bird to like break through the window and like die or like hit somebody. And like the way, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god, dude. When I think that was one of those movies, because I'd already seen it, but rewatching it, it was still hard for me to watch. And then I got drunk, and like when the scene of when like they went to a party. One, why would you bring a 12-year-old to a fucking high school party? I don't know why, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah,
when
this
her
is a
head gets
dumbass.
clipped off, bro.
Oh yeah.
That, and like you hear it too. Like Autumn and I both looked at each other like, and like then I start giggling a tad bit because I've already seen this, but like just like hearing it over again and then seeing someone else's reaction is insane. And then there's another scene where like, and dude, they nailed this shit perfectly, man. I mean, I'm talking like it was daytime, and then when it hit nighttime, you just see a bunch of naked old people standing in like certain formations around the house and around the property. And that's where it got really fucking like, oh my God, like I need to lock my doors, bro. Like what the fuck's going on here? And then like, bro, seeing that like old guy smile like this with his fucking dick out, like he's like, and like the mom's already like crawling, like doing this like grudge type shit, like all that type shit. Bro, how they ended that movie had me fucking just like worried about like humanity. I was all like, bro, like this is just not healthy. Like I started searching up like,
no, it's certainly a dysfunctional family dynamic.
oh my God, dude, yeah, they belong to a cult.
Yeah.
They even dragged out the fucking like grandma's body, bro. And like,
yeah, no, it's not a fun thing.
And
you
like
know, I have to say, I'm glad I'm fortunate to grow up in the non-satanic family.
oh my God, dude,
You know?
yeah, dude, that's insane. That's gotta be one hell of a life, bro. I could not. I've had a fucked up childhood, but not nearly as fucked up as that, bro. Like we can't even. Like you can't even compare your lifestyle to that, man. Like that shit is weird. You know, a lot of sex is involved in that, like pedophilia, incest, making like fucking pig human babies and shit. Like it's just weird.
Yeah, no shit. Nah, I'm not into it. I mean, I don't really even want to know about it.
I mean, like if that's your thing, bro, like that's your thing. I'm just not part of that.
Don't
Man.
kink shame, bro.
Well, no. I'm not a kink shamer,
What are we
bro.
doing
You know.
here? Kink shaming, man.
Jeez.
Dude, I like drinking the blood of pigs.
Yeah,
Like,
man. Like
don't
drinking mom's
shame
period
me.
blood on a
Don't
fucking
shame me.
Sunday. Praying to Leviticus. Like that's that's not me. But to get away from that, Midsummer, bro. Have you seen Midsummer?
Yes. It's a really weird movie, and people's reactions to it, I think, is the weirder thing, because there's a lot of people that are like, "Yay, she killed her abusive boyfriend."
What? That's all they're worried about? They're not worried about it like an autistic kid having to watch like an orgy happen. He's got to like write that shit down. They have their own library on how like they've lived, all based off of a fucking like on the spectrum kind of guy.
Well, part of the thing is like what Ari Aster said, the guy who made the movie. What he talked about is like, I think the movie's about a cult,
Yeah.
obviously, and it's about indoctrination and like how, like a lot of the things. It's funny, people that are watching the movie are like falling victim to the tactics of the cult. So by the end of the movie, they're like actually on the side of the cult. They're like, yeah, fuck those guys, this abuser, man. Like,
Oh my God, yeah, because I think my girlfriend was like rooting for the woman because like I mean the guy was a piece of shit anyway, but like let's look at the bigger picture here. These people eat
yeah, sure.
meat pies.
No, and he's not a good guy, and that is not a defense of him, but to say that she has been indoctrinated into their cult and that them seeing like murder as like the solution to an issue is, let's say it's like, maybe it's not the first thing we should do. Maybe we can just like send him packing. Like maybe ask him, hey man, we don't want you to be around. No, we got to burn him up. It's part of our deal. We're cult. It's like we got to sacrifice. How many? You've seen The Wicker Man, right?
The Wicker Man?
Yeah,
Nah.
there's a few. There's the original one, but then they remade it with Nick Cage and.
God damn it, man.
Not the bays. No, not the bays. You haven't seen that shit?
I think I've seen a clip of it, but I don't take Nicolas Cage movies seriously anymore. If he's in a movie, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm sorry.
They put like a thing over his head and like dump bees into it.
You ever seen the Candyman?
Oh, the Candyman, yeah, of course, Tony Todd.
That shit was fucked up. I saw that as a kid. I was scared.
Tony Todd's voice, dude, he's got such a deep voice. Such a creepy guy too. He's in Final Destination. Do you know that? Have you seen Final Destination?
Yeah, of course.
You know the guy who works in the morgue, the black dude that works in the morgue? That's Tony Todd. That's the Candyman.
Oh wow.
Let's look it up. I'm 99% sure that that's Candyman.
I'd say I think like the most goriest like
Tony
genre
Todd.
where I just had to like look away most of the time had to be the Human Centipede, bro.
Did you watch full sequence?
That shit was fucking insane.
Nah, bro, I never did it. I
don't.
What's funny is this is the South Park parody popped up on like feed today of them doing the voices for that shit. That's great.
Dude, it's just so, like who's got
That's
that
the
much of
closest
a
I'll get is the South Park parody.
who's
Got
got
a fish. I'm sorry, Kyle.
Who's got that much of a fucked up mind, like as a doctor, to want to envision like an actual human centipede, bro?
Yeah, I mean that's the ridiculous.
They really went
premise.
into detail with that, my man.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. Again, like we were talking about, like there's some movies that are just like their aim is to be fucked up. You know, there's different classes of this, right? Because what you're talking about now is we're talking more like body horror. Like,
Yeah.
Human Centipede is body horror. A Serbian film, that's like I think pretty sure there's like body horror stuff in that. Like The Thing, I think is classified as body horror. I would say that's a body horror movie.
Yeah, The Thing had me surprised, bro.
But The Thing has replay value to it versus some of these other things that don't. When they're just like it's just so much Hostel body horror, like Saw body horror, like kind of torture porn body horror stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm not so much about. What I do sometimes. Like Requiem for a Dream, not so much of like body horror in that. Oh, there was the amputation stuff that happens.
Yeah, the arm.
Yeah,
Dude.
But the psychological component of what's happening to the people in the movie, you know what I mean? That's what more gets me with that.
Yeah.
It's like seeing the descent into all of that.
Dude, that would make me. Oh my god.
So
man.
it's like that's not even like you're not even watching like gore or anything there to feel like shit. So
Felt bad for Marlon Wayne in that movie, bro. That man just got shot. He got set up. That shit sucked. I was like, man, out of the one person in this movie who's not like really going through the shit, man just has to get clipped off like that. I was just like, why couldn't we just let this man live and fuck like both these people who are like legitimately like ruining their fucking lives?
Didn't he got locked? He got locked up, didn't he?
I think so. But doesn't he get out and then he gets shot?
Okay. Yeah, no, you might be right. It's been forever since I've fucking seen it.
Dude, same, man. That was like 2 years ago when I saw that movie. That man is that is a messed up movie, bro. Like for real. But another messed up movie, and it made me want to watch just to get like a sense of like what prison's like. You ever seen the movie Shot Caller?
Shock collar?
Yeah.
Shot caller or shock caller?
Shot Caller, bro.
Shot caller. It's weird. When I put my hand down on the fucking table, I hear interference, but I don't know if that's coming. It might just be like my headphones. There's maybe some bullshit.
Maybe just some bullshit.
Maybe it's just some bullshit. Only time will tell.
But to get in the gist of it, pretty much it's about this family man. Like, he's got it all, bro. Like, he's got the fucking, like, perfect job that he worked his ass for. He's got, dude, for real, he's got the beautiful, sexy wife that is loyal and doesn't, like, think about the money aspect coming from him, but expects the loyalty and love, compassion back. Like, my man has the perfect life. He's got a nice house. You know what I'm saying? He's making a lot of money. He's got a partner that he's friends with that is, like, cool with him. They do jobs together.
I have not seen this, but I've seen
clips of it.
Yeah, I know. I've recognized the cover.
Listen,
of it.
bro.
I've not seen it.
They make prison more accurate than what I've had to fucking read about in the letters from my father, bro. When I tell you, like, it's either like you either hold back your tears or you don't and you're somebody's bitch, bro. Like, they got into that real quick when he gets arrested, bro. So he gets arrested on some bullshit. Like, it was really just an accident. Like, everybody was drunk in that car except for him. Well, I mean, like, he was like a tad bit drunk, but like they had to do the whole like kind of jaunt. And you laid up finding out that the lady whose husband died that was also in that car, like the friends, she ends up pressing charges on him. But like she doesn't realize that it's like, you know, if it wasn't for, and honestly, like looking back on the film, if it wasn't for his fucking best friend like distracting him while fucking driving, the nigga would have never gotten in a fucking car crash to begin with. But hey, I mean, that's the way it goes, bro.
Friends like these, huh?
Yeah, bro. Like, get the yeah. But like the dude's original sentence is probably like a year or two, and then he's off on probation. So like, boom. But then, like, with this shit, he's given more fucking years, man. Like, probably 4 or 5 years that he has to face. Then there's some shit that happens, bro. And he's faced with 7 years. And then, like, bro, like, it's just like he now has to, like, and the most fucked up part in this scene, and, like, there's multiple fucked up parts, but the most emotional part in this scene, because you just kind of, like, at this point, you're there with him throughout all of it, in the cell, in the courtroom. You feel the same type of pressure that he's feeling, bro. When he is sentenced, he looks at his wife and says, I fucked up, you just need to forget about me and move the fuck on. And just like, she's like, wait, and he just turns back around and he does his fucking time, bro, like a fucking man. But like I said about how they get this scene, how they get the scenes in prison, how they make that more like the most accurate thing ever, bro. When he's walking in, bro, it's the open bedroom scene. Like, it's the bunks, but it's in the whole, it's like in a somewhat of like a huge warehouse kind of setting. And like, you know, there's always going to be a guard sitting there and shit, but at some point the guard's going to walk away for like 30 minutes and it's nighttime. All right, now when you're walking in, and I don't know the rules like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to know the rules like that. I spent 6 hours in jail. I don't want to fucking do that shit anymore. That shit sucks. But when you walk in, like, you don't walk in like fucking lip trembling, crying, all that shit, bro. Like, dude, you put yourself in here. You need to fucking like take that shit, bro. And like the dude who started crying first, bro, like he ends up getting jumped on by 6 dudes and you just hear the bed squeak, bro. And it's just so hard to watch. And like the scene is like, it's the camera showing the guy sleeping and then 6 dudes just jump on him. And then it's panning back to the main character and like he's like, you seeing one single tear and he's just like, he's shaking his head no, and he's just trying so hard to get through that night. After that, bro, he wakes up, he looks over at that black guy and he's like, just like he didn't even sleep, bro.
Well, yeah.
Like, and it's just hard at that point. It's so fucked up to watch because like,
Yeah.
They just had to put that scene in there so you could just get over with it and just keep going. And it's actually inspired me to want to get this one book that they kept on recommending in the movie. It's called The Human Animal, directed by something Morris or Doris. I mean, not directed. Jesus Christ. Written by, forgot, it was Morris or Doris, the last name. But it pretty much just has to, it separates you from your like natural animal instincts to the modern day society man and how you find balance in that or whatever. And it like, I don't know, it just kind of interested me because like I sometimes have that problem with like having to understand like what's the professional route and what's like the crazy ass animal like a natural instinct to just randomly punch a dude in the face that could possibly be your boss just off of some shit that he says that just cuts you the fuck off. But bro, the movie itself is so amazing. I highly recommend you to watch it. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, no, let's check it out. It's got 70 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, like I said, bro,
80%.
you feel really bad for the main character. Like he doesn't get touched or anything in there, but like he's got to join the Aryan Brotherhood. You know, with the Aryan Brotherhood, they're not cool with the blacks, but they're cool with the Mexicans to an extent when it comes to deals.
Yeah.
And like boom, when he gets out, bro, like he's not fully like pledged in, but you know, he was protected by them, so he's got to do a few favors for them. And he ends up just like working his way up to where like all the people that he was serving now serve him. And like at the end of the movie, like you just understand why it's called shot caller. Like he is now that guy who calls the shots in and outside of fucking prison. And it's just like he can like the main it's just amazing, bro. You got to watch it. It's like the first like 45 minutes are like kind of brutal, but you get through that.
Yeah.
The movie's fucking fantastic, bro.
Oh, it has John Bernthal in it, obviously.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
You know, he's great. He's got, and the main guy's Nikolai Coster-Waldau.
Yeah. No clue. Like I didn't know who the fuck that was, but seeing him act, like I was
Ever
just like
seen
this.
Game of Thrones?
Nah, man.
Never seen Game of Thrones?
Sorry,
The
bro. That
old
does not
Game of
interest me.
Thrones.
South Park
You
ruined
didn't
that for
see.
me.
You didn't see the old tits and dragons.
Dude,
Yeah, that's what I
Park.
call. That's what I call that show. Is Tits and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, is what it is. It's like it's like, what's the show about? Tits and Dragons. You want to know what it's about?
When does the dragons come in though?
There's a lot of fucking shit that happens. Tits and Dragons.
Damn.
Is what it is. It's like at the end of the day, what are we here for? We're here for tits and dragons. No, but the dragons show up at the end of the first season.
What?
They're tiny dragons. They're dragon eggs. This bitch gets dragon eggs, bitch. I call it Daenerys. queen of breaker of chains, queen of dragons or whatever, queen of fire. I don't know what her fucking name is. She has this whole fucking pretentious ass title. It's like Daenerys Targaryen, house, you know, fucking dragon blood born bullshit. Anyway, she takes these eggs into this fire, and it's this whole big thing where she like survives the fire. She doesn't get burned up in the fire, and then when she comes out of the fire, the eggs have hatched, and she now has 3 dragons. And it's like one of the big things that happens at the end of the first season. You know, what I thought was cool. So here's what was cool about Game of Thrones. First season of Game of Thrones is actually pretty good, and I'll defend that all day. The show gets gradually worse.
Yeah, like every other show, like Walking Dead.
Every
Like
show
they
is-
just start taking off.
Happens. But first season, you have Sean Bean. You know, Sean Bean's great. Everyone loves Sean Bean. And you have Mark Addy, who's also great. And you have some really strong actors that don't make it to the second season. So it's like you don't have that strength going into the rest of the show, right? So, but I think the first season is worth a viewing. Here's what was cool about it, though. To me, what's cool about Game of Thrones first season in particular is it is like a fantasy world, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, like in this world there were dragons. There's all this shit. This is not our reality.
It's like Skyrim.
It's not our reality, but rather than focusing on like, oh my God, there's fucking dragons and we're having battles all the time, you know, and it's more like political intrigue. So it's like more of like this sort of like scheming and backstabbing of like behind the scenes, like politics stuff. So it's kind of like turning that on its head a little bit, right? Because you're going into it thinking it's going to just be like swords and dragons and fire. But no, it's actually politics and people fucking
Good dialogue.
Yeah, like smart characters pulling fucking double crossing other characters, things like that. You know what I mean? They set up some stuff, and on the strength of the actors. You know what I mean? Like Sean Bean, you have good actors that really carry it. And he's in the first season, Nikolai Coster-Waldau. He's a good actor. He plays Jaime Lannister. He's one of the best characters in the show. But dude, I'm telling you, it's not. The first season is definitely worth a viewing. But honestly, I wouldn't go beyond it because it just gets, you know, you could go up to season 3 because the end of season 3 is insane. Everyone always talks about that. But No, it's not a bad show, but anyway, we don't have to keep talking about fucking Game of Thrones. They fucked up the ending so bad that it's just like it's hard to recommend people watch the
Yeah.
show. You know what I mean? When you have such a good starting point, like that first season, really is some of the best television that you'll probably ever see. You have such a good starting point, and then you get to the end of it and you see the result. It's like it's night and day results. Like they're so different in terms of quality. Like season eight's just trash. It's garbage, and so they're just too big. Get too big for your britches, sort of thing. You know what I mean? You're hungry. The first season, you're trying to impress people. You want to get picked up. You know, you're trying. You get all these actors on board. You have it well written. Also helps too that the guy who wrote the books, he's like they're using his material, but at a certain point in the show, they passed where the books are, so they don't have his material to use anymore. You know, and then
I don't like that, man. If you're given like pretty much like the
roadmap?
original, yeah,
Yep.
don't fuck it up. That's what they did with fucking Walking Dead. I think getting to the Negan point when you first see Negan and he like hits Glenn over the dude, I just found out that there were comics.
yeah. Exactly.
So then I'm reading the comics, right? I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking good. And then I'm starting to wonder, like, where's the fucking guy with the fucking crossbow and the fucking jacket that's got the fucking.
Yeah.
And then I come to find out they added him.
Yeah, he's completely new for the show.
That's what made me say, fuck this shit. I'm out, man. Fuck that noise. I'm not watching this shit no more.
Daryl.
Like, how the fuck? Yeah, Daryl. What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, see, I think part of it was like I think they just kind of cast Norman Reedus in the show. You know,
No, a good actor. When I was watching, I was like, oh my God, like
he's
this is
a
amazing.
fan, but he became a fan favorite, and it was one of those things where I don't know that they planned to have him be like a mainstay in the show. You know what I mean?
But
They
people liked him.
But people liked him. Then they were like, oh fuck, like we kind of got to keep him, but he's not part of the main story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they kind of got stuck. The show was definitely more catering to the viewing audience. You know what I mean? They weren't about like the source material. And you can go look up the stuff because I think it was Frank Darabont who was involved in the first season. Apparently the tone of the first season and everything is very much different than the rest of the show because of his involvement in what he was trying to do with it. And apparently there was some creative differences and comes to the second season, and then he's no longer involved. Other people continue on with the show. It's one of those things where it was so popular. There's so many hands involved and so much money to be made that like you get some of these people, these creative guys that are like, no, I want to do like I want to tell a good story, start point, end point. You know, we're going to do like 4 solid seasons. You know, we're going to do this. And, you know, some of these guys are going to be like that, you know, and really stick to their guns on their vision for it. AMC just is seeing fucking dollar signs. You know what I mean? They're like, the viewers we're getting on this show. It's like, we can't just end this after 4 seasons. We got to milk this for as much as we
I'm
can.
trying to make.
That's why the show has gone on for so long, is because they make so much money from it. There's no reason to stop. You know what I mean?
But not to mention, bro. I mean, like the
quality be damned. Like it doesn't matter what the quality is. You're gonna get the viewership. You know what I mean? So they can put anything on the screen. And so that's my main complaints I've heard from people about the show is how it's just there's so much filler. There's so much shit that just doesn't really matter in the end. That they just you know what I mean? And it's just dragging things out. Versus you watch other shows that are tighter. You know, they're fucking serialized shows that, you know, episode to episode matters. Like, you miss an episode, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know? It's like, you can't miss an episode. So, like, I like shows that are tighter like that, where it's like, the story, things matter.
Yeah.
What you're showing me should matter. You know what I mean? And, like, you don't show me, like, this real intricate, in-depth thing about a character's life and story and their whole backstory, and then the next episode they die. You know what I mean? It's just like, to me, you're wasting my time. It's like, I understand what you're kind of trying to do is like show.
And like now he's that zombie that got
before
shot in the head by fucking the main character. And you just know about that zombie when there's plenty of other fucking What are we going to learn about every other fucking zombie's past?
They're trying to humanize everything. But then you do that a million times, it becomes stale. It's like, it's an interesting thing to do once maybe, but like, once you keep, that's one of the thing with, I think the biggest complaints I hear about The Walking Dead is that it's just, you know, too repetitive, just dragged out and just doesn't go anywhere.
They did that season 1 when the cop and he finds that black guy and his kid and the wife is a zombie. And so they kind of like shed light on like their life or whatever. And like you see how that shit happens. And then at the end of the film, you see the zombie come up to the fucking door because she like, you see like there's still like somewhat of like the soul left to where like she realizes that this is her house.
Yeah, like the memory or whatever.
Yeah. So it's kind of fucked up, but like now I'm starting to see like if you were to see that so many times, it kind of just loses the interest and like the fucking juice of the story.
Well, yeah, it's like we get it.
Yeah,
There's
man.
people. These were people. Yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like even I wanted to give Walking Dead a second chance, but the way they just did things like after the Negan shit, I was just like, okay, man, this isn't really good, man. Like I was fucking with the Norman Reedus thing, okay? He's been like a favorite actor of mine since Blade 2. All right, he's so fucking cool to me. He even got a fucking video game that was really nice. But I don't know, man, just finding out like later that like he wasn't even supposed to be in the fucking TV show, and like they also switch out Herschel's death scene with the black guy's death scene, and they don't do that in the comic books. That's what pisses me off.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it when you're already given like the actual story and then you want to fuck it up because there's like fan interest. Fuck the fans' interest, bro. The whole point of it being a popular fucking like series is because of the OG comic books is what's making it the popular, like, you know what I'm saying? It's what's giving it that
Yeah.
fucking fame and shit. Like
No,
the
I
only
get
reason
what you're
why
saying.
you got so many people watching that TV show is because they were huge fans of the fucking comic books.
But that's what the thing is. Like, I feel like far more people watch the show, and that's what kind of happened. Was like got so popular that it doesn't. Again, it didn't like now. If you had like a real tight, viewership that was really dependent on the source material accuracy, and like you depart from it, and you'd see like a decline in viewership and stuff like that. Now that might matter, and they might try and they might have consequences for departing.
Yeah.
But they don't. They can do whatever they want, and people will still watch. So it's like there's no consequences to depart from the source material.
Have you seen the movie Dune?
Dune?
Yeah, the new one, not
Yeah.
the old one. The old
Yeah.
one's shitty.
Yeah, fuck the old one. Yeah, I saw
Fuck the old one, right? It's like fucking Minecraft when they put
Yeah.
on the shields, bro.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the
it
dumbest shit.
Yeah, no, but you're right.
Forced myself to watch like maybe like 30 minutes of that old flick.
I really
to get
dig
into the
I
new
really dig the new one though.
Oh my god, yeah. So this was just a random like movie that Sasquatch and I picked for a whole month. Every week we go to Cinema Cafe. Have you heard of it?
Sounds familiar. It's a place where you eat, right?
Yeah, shout out to Cinema Cafe because they don't fucking ID you when it comes to like eating while watching a fucking movie. Cinema Bistro does that shit, and it's fucking bullshit. But I'm not going to get into that. Fuck that place. We had a whole month where we were watching movies every week. So 4 movies in general. We watched the newest James Bond one, the last one. Fucking beautifully made, bro.
You know that Dune is made by the guy who did Blade Runner 2049, right?
You gotta be fucking kidding me because he fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
That I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like we were talking about this last podcast. You like the old version. I didn't really like the old version that much. I thought it was a good movie, but I just couldn't get really in tune to it. When you explained it to me, then there was some interest into it, but not enough for me to rewatch it. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Well, see, I went to rewatch it again. This is something that I need to figure this out because I watched what's it called, the final cut, because there's all these versions of it.
Yeah,
Like we talked
yeah.
about. There's a theatrical version we talked about, has a voiceover. Then there's a director's cut that came out in 92, I think, 92.
I saw that one.
And that's the one, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's the one I like. I've found this out. I watched the final cut, which is Ridley Scott, supposedly his definitive version, that he's like, okay, this is it. I'm not touching it again, basically.
Yeah, better not, bro, because that shit is so confusing already.
Yeah, right. How many fucking versions? So, but I was watching the final cut. I don't like the final cut.
Why?
I'm gonna say it right now because I like the way the intro of the director's cut delivers the exposition. It gives you a text scroll, kind of explaining the replicants, and what's going on. What are replicants? What are what their deal is. In the final cut, it gives you like definitions, like it's like just defining replicant, and I'm like, okay, but it's not delivering the exposition. Maybe that's okay. It's a different artistic choice there, but to me, it does not better. It doesn't improve anything. I think the opening text crawl that we get there in the director's cuts is fine, is great. And in fact, I think it's better than what we get in the final cut. And then at the end of the final cut, there is a fucking voiceover. Like when Batty dies, when he's finally dies.
Yeah, when he says that quote.
Yeah, when he's what I was telling you last week. After he says that, and in the director's cut, there's no voiceover. Like he dies, Harrison Ford sits there looking at him. It's just kind of like a nice moment, and it kind of like, and then fucking James Earl Jones shows up, and then he says the whole line. He's like, "Too bad she won't live," but then again, who does? And so you just have like the silence. You don't need this. Then in the final cut, like there's this fucking voiceover, dude. Harrison Ford comes in and starts talking, and I was like, to me, just like blew me away because I feel like I have watched this before. I thought I'd seen the final cut before. I thought I knew how this ended, but apparently I didn't. And apparently there's a fucking voiceover, and I need to figure this out because I don't know if I'm going crazy because there's things about it that, and then the way that it ends too. So like after
The Monopoly effect.
when they leave, him and Rachel get into the elevator and the elevator doors close. In the director's cut, we have credits that start. Credits start to roll. Names of people that worked on the movie. Blah blah blah. In the final cut, it just like smash cut to like the end. I need to figure this out because these differences are bothering me. Probably more than they should.
I don't, dude, when I get to those kind of moments, man, where it's like I feel like I figured it out and then like I hear some different shit, I'm just all like, you know what, dude, I'm not going to visit this anymore. I'm just going to say it was a good fucking movie and just carry the fuck on.
Well, see, so director's cut is where it's at for me. It's like I won't watch any other version now. I know for a fact, at least with the versions I own, director's cut's where it's at. I'm not going to watch any other version because that's, to me, that's the version. That's the one I remember watching. And some people are different. Like some people grew up watching the voiceover version. And so like that's what they don't like the director's cuts. They don't like the versions without it, So like I get it. Your experience of the movie informs how you feel about it, right? So I'm not saying that that's the definitive way to watch it, but for me it is. Like
the dialogue in that movie, bro, just didn't interest me. But if we're talking about 2049,
there's not a lot of dialogue. That's
dude,
the thing.
What do you mean, man?
There's barely any dialogue in Blade Runner. What are you talking about?
All right, listen, bro. The 2049 one, I just feel like that hit home, bro. I think it was just the actors, and maybe because like Blade Runner's so old, like the only actor I know is really Harrison Ford because I grew up watching Indiana Jones. But if we're going
I might have earlier said James Earl Jones. I might have meant to say Edward James Olmos is the guy who's in it. That one that comes up to him, and that takes him to at the beginning of Blade Runner, is Edward James Olmos.
Oh yeah, the Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I liked him in the second one. He's in like the asylum or whatever, like in the old people's home, and he's explaining on like he even makes like the origami thing too.
Yeah.
To resemble the first movie.
Yeah, the unicorn.
Or the bull or some shit. I don't fucking know.
I think it's supposed to be a unicorn. And there's the whole thing, that's the whole hint that Deckard's a fucking replicant is he has the unicorn at the end. And the guy knows. So anyway, we don't need to go back all into that.
Yeah, man, fuck that.
But I think we'll wrap it up. And we've been going for about an hour, I think. So, and so we had 30 minutes of video.
If I could say something real quick.
Say it.
Movies like Blade Runner, movies like Dune, it's kind of weird, or movies like Fight Club or fucking The Thing, or like just actual like good movies that are out there. I don't know why, but it reminds me of like the reason why I'm so interested in like these like movies that we talk about, and I'll be honest with you, it's because I see them as animes. I'm not playing with you. Like, have you ever seen Ghost in the Shell?
Ghost in the Shell, I don't know. I don't think so.
Dude, that's the reason why I started.
Dude, I saw so many when I was growing up, but I just did not keep up with them.
It makes no sense.
My friends fucking love, right? And they probably still do, but like they were always had the anime on, dude. Like some new shit. They were the ones that showed me Berserk. Like, you know, they're the ones that
Dude,
introduced me to
such a
like
good
all
fucking.
of yeah.
Oh
They
my
like
God.
they showed me all the stuff that you needed to see. You know what I mean?
I used to
So-
have that man as a screensaver, and then I realized I gotta start like having
Guts.
someone real. Yeah, man. Just it's the scene where he's looking at the bonfire after they just won the. It's after he just killed 100 men, and like he's like all bandaged up and shit, and he's like having the sword on his shit. Like that's what I had as. But then I had like a reality check, and I was just like, bro, like he's not actually real. Let me have someone cool, like fucking. Oh damn. Like Alexander the Great. Dude, that guy's actually insane, dog. Died at 34, but accomplished so much. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah.
Have you seen the Oliver Stone movie?
Nah.
Alexander?
No.
You haven't? Colin Farrell plays Alexander the Great.
Oh, shit.
We were talking about him earlier, Colin Farrell.
Okay.
The guy from In Bruges you were saying should have played Max Payne.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I thought because, like, bro, watching Max Payne, because I played the video game on PlayStation. Blockbuster used to have a fuck ton of games that you could just rent. And I remember that being one of those games. And then having Max Payne 3. Watching the film, I was just all like, I really feel like Mark Wahlberg could have put up like a better, like, you know, could have added more oomph. And then you sending me that picture, I was just like, he looks like a Max Payne guy. Like he looks like he could have killed that shit. And I've seen him in movies and shit too, bro. He amazing.
Yeah, Colin Farrell is a good actor. He's in Bruges. I don't know. You haven't seen that, have you? Martin
No.
McDonough. Yeah, and that's another. We'll get you into those. We'll get you up to speed on the good flicks.
What
Martin
was
McDonough.
a movie we were talking about that I needed to watch as soon as I got home?
We-
So many fucking movies.
I
bro.
gave you a ton, but
Seven. Watch
I mean,
Seven.
Fincher's great. Fincher's done Zodiac too.
Zodiac Killer. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, and so Fincher's, you know, his shit's worth going through.
Alright.
He did Mindhunter too. You ever see that show?
Mindhunter.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. It was like kind of about like the formation of the FBI, you know, serial killer, whatever task
Can I say
force.
something real quick?
What's up?
This new Christopher Nolan movie that's coming out,
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Oh, fucking A, bro. I'm fucking retarded. Eisenhower. Look at me. It's just straight dyslexia, bro.
No, I mean he was a general at the time, but
Dude.
wrong dude. Totally different dude altogether.
Bro, and I say that I was good in history class. I really hope that they bring up like an alien scene or just something, man. Like something that just talks about like after the atomic bomb, like this is what happened afterwards. Like I hope if he doesn't, it would just be a good movie to watch. Okay, it's a Christopher Nolan movie.
I mean, I don't know. Christopher Nolan's usually, when it comes to his historical stuff, he's not probably going to stray too far off of.
Damn, man.
Nah, he's not going to make it too wild.
I'm like a huge alien guy, bro. Like I'm even starting to like understand the races on who to fuck with and not to fuck with, bro. It's getting insane for me. The gray ones you don't fuck with, bro.
Nah.
They get you into slave labor, mainly just to engineer and build shit for them. Probably weird sex things.
Sign me up. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Anyway, if you liked what you heard here today, you can go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HistoricHole. You can go harass me, on there. You can send me death threats if you want. You can cyberbully me.
Dude, what? You want that?
It'll make me a victim, and then I can use that to gain more clout.
That's what I'm talking about. Future planning, gentlemen.
Yeah, 4D chess is what we're. Anyway, so yeah, go do those things.
Get them rates up. Get them views up. Everyone wants to know what's happening next.
5 stars on iTunes will help too. Clip stuff out and share it to your favorite social media. Now I'll do that though. That's what I try to offer on my Twitter at least, is I'll clip stuff out from like podcasts I like and just post it. Just to keep things going. Because my shit sucks and I have to rely on other people's. I'm just kidding. Maybe. Anyway, that's it for this week. Enjoy your night.
Damn good show.